can see your feet up, drifting away, making, despite our aching lips.
So we came here to this another kind of like square in the middle of Dnipro, and today is actually the last day of school for a lot of kids. Kids meaning like 17 years old especially, and here are a lot of high schoolers.
Now I am low as I can lie, and I stay down the ditch. It feels okay now. I can stay down. If you're not good enough, I will stay down. If you're not good enough, I will stay
So finally I reached my first destination of this trip, Przemysl, city in Poland, and I'm gonna talk a bit quieter because here are quite some people. The journey itself wasn't bad. I guess I slept for the most of time, but we were like 1 hour late, plus the passport control took some time, so it's already like 10:20, and we had to arrive at 8:20, but it is good for me because my next train is at almost 4 p.m. so I have to wait a long time, so it's totally fine with me. I thought I will not leave my suitcase, but I decided to leave it at the storage at the station. It will just make my life so much easier because honestly now carrying the suitcase over the stairs at the train station, I realized why my knee hurts, because I was carrying so much of heavy stuff, and now my knee, I had like problems with knee in the past, and I had even a surgery, but it started hurting again, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason. So yeah, I would rather leave it at the train station, and now we'll have breakfast or brunch, and I'll think what else I can do here for next 5 hours. You know, guys, I have to say, looking at the videos of people who are right now in Korea and who are wearing like shirts and t-shirts, and looking at people who are here who are wearing like coats on the first day of summer, made me think, do I really want to go like home to Korea? So it seems like the Korean summer hell has already started, and here it's so nice. It's not really cold, especially when it's not raining. The weather is the most perfect ever. So do I want to go to Korea? I don't know. I really love this weather, and when I like breathe in, even in the middle of the city, it still feels like fresh air. And for some reason here are so many people today, like so many people taking something like an excursion, having a guided tour, and also so many kids, because I'm pretty sure they started having like summer holidays. Good for them. So yeah, so many people. Taking a walk along the kind of like river, if you can see the river. It's really small, it's behind the bushes actually, but it's still a nice place, and I'm just so thankful that it's not raining. Also, something that I really love about the smaller cities is that nature and air here is so different. It's so much fresher than in the big city. And like standing here near the river, I can literally hear different birds and frogs making like the sound. I don't know how to say their sounds in English, but you understood me. And I can even smell the grass. Like the grass smells so much like the straw, like dried grass. Yeah, so nice.
Hey, I found a way. I know that you are here.
Hey guys, I have just checked in into my Polish house for tonight and I'm gonna complain to you a little bit, okay? Because this building has, I guess, the oldest elevator I've ever seen in my life. I will probably show it to you tomorrow in the morning if I don't forget. But that elevator is like crazy, and I don't really know, but I have a guess that when I was trying to use it, I didn't really close the kind of front door fully, so that's why I didn't move. That's why I thought that it was broken, and that's why I was carrying my 24 kilo suitcase and like 7 at least kilo backpack up to third floor. And let me tell you that I'm not happy right now. I'm really tired, but that's fine. That's okay. I have surely strained quite a few muscles in my body. I can feel it. Hopefully good night's sleep in a real bed will help me. And I'm also really hungry, so I'll eat just a little bit. I actually will just quickly show you the apartment. So this is the kitchen, this is me sitting here, and this is the bed. And there on the bed you can see some snacks because I will eat them now. And as for the trip here, I think it was also fine. I really see how like sensitive I am every single time I'm thinking about my family and war and everything, and I literally want to cry, so if I cry right now, don't judge me please. Yeah, this trip made me even more sensitive about everything because for a week I was living like at my real home. I'm already crying. It just overall reminded me of where I am from, what is going on there, and what is going on there, believe me, is not the best and easiest and safest thing ever. I am extremely grateful that during my stay there nothing really huge happened, no big attack happened. I know that a few days before I came there were like a lot of attacks during night, so my parents could hear like explosions every 5 minutes, and especially people who live in the cities, they would hear it all the time. Like just before I came, they had a really like difficult few weeks since it was kind of quiet while I was there. I don't know, like it just seems like some magic, and of course I'm happy about that, but also I'm not happy that when I'm not there something even worse happens and my family, friends, and all Ukrainian people and other people who live in Ukraine, they have to go through this all the time. But I do have to say that I'm talking about Dnipro right now, my home city. I'm not talking about capital. In the capital, quite a lot of really bad attacks happened while I was in Ukraine, but in Dnipro it was relatively more on like quiet side. But when I was leaving Dnipro, literally like 2 hours before my train, some drones entered like the city, not just the region, Dnipro region, but the Dnipro city. And for example, my friend, she was going home. She was actually going to meet me because I was leaving for the train. She was going from her training session from the gym in the center of Dnipro, and these drones that look like this, they were literally flying over her head, and when she reached the train station it got like really dangerous, so she and a lot of other people decided to go to subway because it's much safer there. It's like underground, so that's the best idea. That's the best thing you can do when you are in this kind of situation. So she had to wait there for, I'd say, a good 20-30 minutes. And then me and my mom, we came to the train station. Luckily, the drones already left to the other side of the river. Luckily, kind of for us, but not for other people. As you can see, like in this situation, you can't really say luckily, I guess. But sometimes that's exactly how you feel. Even so, it's really, really bad. So we sat near the train station for a bit more, and then we were waiting at the train station, and then I left, and not gonna lie, I cried. And because of me crying, everyone cried just a little bit. But then again, a few, I guess, hours after I left, or in the evening of the same day, a few more drones entered the city, and then it got a bit louder. And I forgot to tell you that I think like 1 hour or a few hours before I came to the train station, also the biggest storage department of, I'd say, most famous delivery service in Ukraine, in Dnipro, right? Their biggest storage in Dnipro, it got attacked, and there was a huge fire in which I'm pretty sure the whole like department and all the parcels were destroyed, because you could literally see the fire and the smoke from another bank of the river, of Dnipro River. Near that I love Dnipro sign, me and my friends were walking literally just a few days ago. The view was just like this, the most amazing sunset ever, and the other day it is like this, which shows the results of the attacks. And you know, that's the thing, like when you live in war conditions, you never know which day will be good and which day will be really bad. So that's really important to like appreciate every day to the most. You know, it really hurts to see your country being destroyed, to see your people being killed, and seeing how hope of these people is also being destroyed. Like, I'm pretty sure that in foreign, like international news, they would say, oh, Ukrainian people are so brave, they're so strong. We also extremely show this message to the world, because that's the only thing we can do right now. We can just be brave and we can try our best to resist, but it also doesn't mean that we are delusional because to be honest, a lot of people don't really have hope about any kind of bright future. A lot of people lost too much to have hope. And of course, being brave, going till the very end sounds really poetic, right? But life is not really poetic. And when it comes to what you have to eat every day, because economic problems bring inflation, and where you have to live tomorrow. For example, if your house has been destroyed, or maybe if a member of your family has been killed, then how should you live further? And then on top of that, it is not only kind of like political and actually physical war, it's also mental and cultural war, because actually all the narration of Russia, like the principle which Russia built their kind of, let's say, excuse for this war, is that Ukrainian culture, people, nation doesn't exist. Like, Ukraine is just like a part of Russia, and Ukrainian people have no identity, no history. So that's been kind of like, I would say, their main policy all the time, to steal some country's cultural heritage or steal another country's history, and then on top of that build their own, which is just a compilation of different things, but actually has nothing to do about actual history of Russia. This is the most imperialistic policy you could ever see, but sometimes I think, we are living in 21st century. How can imperialism still exist? But apparently it does. And you know, just some countries think that they can rule the world And that's not just one country in our reality, that's quite a lot. Unfortunately, some countries are stupid enough to think that they can actually do it starting war. But the problem with some people and countries is that they often underestimate their opponents and the global influence that something can cause. So in terms of me, if I have hope, honestly, can't really tell, because I think right now our whole entire planet, our whole entire world that we've ever known is, I'm not sure, is it on edge or is it already past the edge? I really don't know, but we are living in probably the most unstable conditions for past long time. And sometimes I also think that honestly there were so many wars back in the days and people lived somehow and everything like somehow got rebuilt. But the problem is that now we are living in the century of AI, we are living in the century of not usual kind of weapons. Right now the weapon can be anything, and they became as strong as never before, like mental, like psychological weapons even, or some really high-tech weapons. So I don't really know what to expect for the future of the world, but it doesn't really look good. And I know it's not the nicest kind of, mindset to have, but we have to be realistic. The world is really crazy lately and we should romanticize life. That's exactly what I'm doing on this channel. But also I want to be rational and conscious, and I do want to talk about some things here too, which are more of not a romanticizing life kind of thing, but more of a realistic thing. So I do hope that through this video I did manage to show you a little bit more of how life in Ukraine is right now, or at least in my city, at least during that week. Again, every week is so different, 1 week, as when I went, can be kind of like quieter and just nicer. Another week can be just the most terrible week ever. Again, you just never know what will happen next day, so just appreciate your life as much as you can and take the most out of it. I hope you did get something out of this video here. And again, if you have any questions about war, Ukraine, my opinion, just leave your questions in the comment section. I will make sure to read them, and if there will be enough questions, I would love to make another video talking about the war and Ukraine, or any other question you have. And I'll see you in the morning after I finally rest, and hopefully no other muscles will get strained. Okay, see you tomorrow. So exactly 1 year ago, me and my friend, hi Livy, we were sitting here just like 9 months ago, and that's crazy. We've been waiting here for our flight. It was our first time going to Korea, and it's just so crazy that I'm here again at this very same cafe, and I'm waiting here again. I took a sandwich because I didn't really have breakfast. I did have yogurt for breakfast, but that's not much. And I took a cappuccino, so I'm gonna have my breakfast now. Yeah, in just 2 hours, I'm already gonna be on the plane going back to Korea. So it feels so surreal. And now going to Korea to me is not like that one kind of dream destination that I was hoping for a long time. It's like going home, and I know how it is there back at home, So I do have to say that now I have 2 homes, because even at home in Ukraine, I was telling, when I come back home, I'll do this, that, meaning when I come back to Seoul. So now I do think of Seoul too as my home. I have 2 homes, Dnipro and Seoul. But also it's so strange when you go from one home to another home. Yeah. But that's nice to have somewhere to return to and feel like at home. Enjoying the European kind of way, I'd say, of living, because even on the train yesterday, like cultural shock maybe, or just things that I noticed is different. Like on a train yesterday, Polish train, when people were coming to the cabin, they were saying hello. Like everyone was saying hello, good day, have a good day. Or when they were leaving, they would say have a good day, goodbye. So they were actually greeting each other. But I feel like in Korea, if someone comes into your cabin, they will be just like silent. And the same is for me. First of all, I don't speak Polish, okay? So I can't really be the one starting the conversation and saying hello. But in Korea, I feel like people really never say hi in such situations. Everyone is more like closed and everything is more individual, but that's, I guess, part of culture. Anyways, having my breakfast and spending another maybe like good hour here.